All right, we are live. Back at it. Hello, everyone.
Happy Monday.
So I thought, so I thought maybe to start, we would kind of go back and look at all of the features that we launched during the 20 Days of Municibid, which was quite a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so many different features, and that's just a big shout out to our development team who's worked night and day to get these features out during the 20 days. And yeah, it's been quite the month for sure. So let me kind of pull up. I'll kind of go in order from what we announced. The very first announcement was on our day 20, the first day of the 20 Days of Municibid back on April 20th, which was our Municibid Chrome extension that we're calling the Municibid Auction Assistant, which we'll leave a link in the comments and in the show notes so that you can directly access this. But you can just search for Municibid Auction Assistant or Municibid Chrome extension, and that'll take you to this page, which is the official Chrome web store page. And here you can watch a video. But basically, the whole point of the Chrome extension was just to have a really easy way for you to follow items with the alerts. So on any auction page, all you have to do is right click on an item and you'll see the option for set alert for this auction. Basically, what you'll do is you just right click on any auction item and you'll see a little option to follow this item. And it just makes it very easy to add items that you're interested in. And then you'll get a little notification of the items you're following. And then when there's an item that is ending within 24 hours, you'll see a gold highlight around that. So that's what that is. The nearby allows you to search by zip code or your current location, and it'll find auction items near you. And you could set the radius to however up to 500 miles. So that's a really nice feature. The scouts is really nice. So any search that you do or any browse page that you're on, so if you're in automotive category or automotive and in New Jersey, let's say, you can right click on that page and set this as a scout. And that way, anytime any items that match your search queries come up, you can be notified of when those items are available, which is helpful. And then there's a setting screen that you can adjust certain settings as far as when you want to be alerted when those items are closing. So yeah, it's super helpful. Lots of people are using it. If you're a regular user of Municibid, I highly recommend installing it and giving it a try. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think that we've discussed this over the past 2 weeks. A lot of what we spent time planning and determining what we wanted to build for this rollout of these features was really enticed by customer feedback. And one of the things that we hear from a lot of buyers all the time is, hey, I'm looking for this. I know that you guys deal in surplus. Inventory can change by the minute, daily, but how do I get more organized around it to make sure that I have the ability to compete and buy something? And yeah, a lot of these features are directly a result of feedback that we get from our customers. So please keep that feedback coming. And as you use these tools, please don't hesitate to share feedback about what you'd like to see the next iteration of them become, or maybe something we could have included or can do better.
Yeah, definitely. We always love hearing feedback.
Also, Greg, real quick, Jackie's stuck backstage.
Oh, sorry, Jackie. There you are. Sorry, Jackie. Welcome.
Sorry, Jackie.
I swear I thought I just got the boot and you guys just didn't want me here because I've been back for like 10 minutes messaging all of you. And then I went to Facebook and commented.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's what I just saw.
I'm here.
That's funny.
Let me in.
Well, our first flub of the new version of the live stream.
Well, I wanted to tell you while you guys were talking about features, one I've been noticing today, which I think is fantastic. There's pop-ups every time I am in a seller's account saying new bid received, and I think that's really cool.
Well, all right, you're spilling the beans.
Oh,
gosh, Jackie. You jumped the gun.
Flub two.
Figured if I was
that surprise is out of the bag.
Yeah, well, all right, guys. Jeez. You can tell we're all very excited about our new features here.
We are.
Yeah.
So Yeah, we will leave a copy. Oh, we already did. Oh, good. The link is in the chat, and we will be sure to update the show notes that with all of the links that we share today, which we have a lot to share. So moving on, so that was our first feature. The second feature is the light and dark mode. So you'll notice now on Municibid, when you go to Municibid, you'll see this little sun icon. We have the white mode, the light mode, and the dark mode. So, and then also a system mode, which will just follow the system that you have available. If you have dark mode set as your default, it will show you in dark mode. And then if you have light mode, it will show you in light mode. But if you want to switch it, you just go ahead and switch it by clicking this icon, and it really looks nice. I'm a big fan of the dark mode. I think it's just easier on the eyes. I'm going to come back to the personalization that we also launched that same day. I'll come back to that in a minute. Then we had our Maps Day, where we launched a number of new features with respect to maps, including this dedicated map, which you can find using this icon at the top screen, little map icon, or municibid.com/map. And that will show you all of the auctions by seller that have auctions live. So the yellow are items that are closing within 24 hours, and the blue is based on, on a seller that has live auctions. The bigger the circle, the more auctions that particular seller has. So you can dive in to see where you're located and see what auction items are around you. And then we have all the various auction items here. So you can just browse them. When you click on it, it will take you to where that item is located. So that's really a handy feature that we think, well, we know based on the feedback that we got that people really enjoy that. In addition, if we go to one of these vehicles, let's say we go to the listing page, we have a new map at the bottom of the page that shows you where the item is located and then other active listings near that particular item. So you can, see what else is around, and maybe you want to kill two birds with one stone by winning an auction here and then winning an auction by one of their neighbors. So
I think the get directions button is so fantastic.
Yes, that will open up a Google map.
Yeah.
It's happened many times in the past where bidders have won something and then we're like, oh, this is the wrong Springfield Township. I thought it was the one near me.
Yes.
And it's not. So I think it's so great that the map shows exactly where it is, get directions, make it easy. I think it's great. I think it'll cut down on things like that happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So that's been, the map before was okay. It had some issues and we got those issues resolved. That map just looks better and includes the other listings.
So much of what we sell is picked up in person. And then also, things that change in the market and that we can't control. The buyer talking to us about, this is just a great feature given the increase in gas prices. So it's really nice to be able for us to have a door-to-door idea of what our opportunity cost is to get there if we win this. So we always think about just things to help not just you logistically, but help you manage your pocketbooks and your budgets while you're placing bids, so you can be informed the whole process in the entire way to make the right decisions for yourself and the best decisions.
And then on the same day, we launched the bid timeline, which is available on every auction page. And it's just a nice visual representation of when bids were placed. So it gives you an idea of the activity over the course of the auction, which is really nice. And this one is a perfect example of what happens. This 2021 Ford Interceptor is closing today. And you can see typically what happens with an auction is there's a couple of bids in the beginning, and then it gets all the way to the end, and then there's a lot more bids all the way at the end. And that's a typical scenario. And then also the stats, the number of bids, the price increase over time, the duration and number of bidders. So yeah, just trying to make as much information available to all of our users as possible.
We have a question on Instagram from Lee. He says, can you work with your sellers to start allowing third-party pickup? A lot of the vehicles that we buy are from out of state, and we need a transporter to pick them up. Thank you.
Yes. I'm sorry. What was the name?
Lee.
Yes. Thank you for the question. You actually can use third-party logistics providers. So if you're running into a seller that is saying that's not the case, please let us know and we will work with them to help them understand that this is a common thing. So we have buyers using third-party transportation companies all the time. So if you have a particular selling agency that's telling you that's not possible, please let us know. Please contact us at support, and we will get in touch with that seller. So I really appreciate you letting us know and asking that question. But yes, that is available. All right. We launched on May 11th. We launched our new watch page that has all of the items that you're watching, which is extremely helpful to see kind of where they stand and when they're closing, and just kind of gives you a really nice picture of just the current status. So you can go ahead and view the item. You can go ahead and delete it if you're no longer interested, but you can also switch to the map view just so you can see where the items are that you're bidding on or watching, excuse me. It just a real quick list how many are active, one that's closing, and then 17 completed, which you can also view here. So if you wanted to look at what you were watching before, you can just click on that and see. Maybe you're watching it and you might have missed it, but you wanted to see what it sold for. It's an easy way for you to go back and look at the items that you are watching to see what they sold for. And then, of course, you can just remove all of the ones that are ended if you don't want them in your list anymore. So that's a really nice feature, a really helpful feature to have as well. Again, especially if you're a regular user of Municibid, or you're just interested, you spot an item on Municibid and you have no intention of bidding on it, but you're just curious to see what it sells for. This is a great way to find out, so that you don't have to kind of remember to go back later. Really helpful to have.
Absolutely.
We also added Municibid metrics, but it allows you to look at your bidding history. And if you're with a selling agency, it allows you to sell or get your seller data as well. But from a bidder perspective, you can look at a bunch of different types of data, and you can look at it how in whatever time frame you want. So we have a couple pre-selected options all time this year, last 90 days, last 30 days, and then the ability to put in a custom date. So if you just kind of wanted to look at maybe last year, third quarter of last year, for example, you can change these dates here. And so that's really nice to have. And then the bidder activity shows you what items you've bid on in the last 30 days, the number of auction items you won, their total won. And now, again, this is a test account, so it's not really would be an accurate thing unless you won 23 very inexpensive items. And then the categories that you bid on, and that would be, maybe it's a toy airplane you won. Well, you won 3 toy airplanes, but yeah. So, and it just gives you a quick shot of what categories that you're bidding on and so forth. Again, we're going to be adding a lot more to this as we go along. And if you have any ideas or data that you want to see, again, please let us know and we will do our best to accommodate.
Yeah, for us, whether you're a seller or you're a buyer, we realize that sometimes sellers are selling across multiple departments using a singular account, or a lot of our buyers also happen to be small businesses. A lot of the data that you were used to seeing in here before and all those abilities to search and export that data still exist. We're just thinking of new, exciting, useful, and better ways to visualize and present that along the way. So this will be definitely an ongoing pursuit on our end, but we just want to make it more pleasant, easier to interact with, and easier to digest as we continue to grow out the metrics platform.
Yeah, exactly. And getting back to the personalization updates we announced on April 27th, the homepage is personalized specifically to you. So you'll see any auctions that you're bidding on right up top. So you have that quickly available, any auction items that you're watching, and then items that are recommended for you based on the categories you viewed, items you're watching, items you've bid on. And this will kind of give you suggestions that are in your line of interest. And so that's really nice to have. And then, of course, we also have the auctions ending soon and popular auctions and newly listed auctions kind of right on the homepage. But we wanted to really highlight the items that you're probably most likely to be interested in addition to what you're actually bidding on and the items that you're watching. Hopefully you find that useful. And by the way, you can watch any item just by clicking on the little star, and that will add this to your watch list automatically. So it's really nice. That's a really handy feature. The next is our search, which is completely updated. So now you can just kind of search for things that you're interested in, but you can just search using plain language. You don't have to try to sort of guess the keywords and that sort of thing. You can just kind of search Municibid like you talk, just like it says. And then we give you any recent searches that you have, it will show up here, but you can also save searches. So if we look in, let's say cars in PA, for example, this will bring back some cars in PA, and then it'll extend out if there's any other items that are close by, just to give you an idea. And then you can save this search here, and then when you go back to search again, it will show up as a saved search here. So that's helpful, and it'll still show you your recent searches. You can always go into the advanced search as well, and this has been an updated. So if you've used our advanced search before, you'll notice this has a new look. So you can kind of just set your settings here, which is really helpful as well. And then, yeah, then the search page is really nice. It includes the map again and just kind of real quick view of the item. So you don't really even have to go to every single auction page. It shows you the number of bids, the time left, the current bid, obviously where it's located. You can also change the view. So you can just see the map, or if you want, you can just see the list, which is really nice. And then also you can look at completed or all as well. So the completed might is pulling quite a bit of data back.
Yeah.
We'll probably add a calendar view for completed items. That way you don't have to wait for it to load every single auction that is completed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably be a nice feature to add. We had two really big announcements on May 14th, last Thursday, which we covered our AI tools that are available. It's very nice. So if you're a ChatGPT user and you go into their GPT store and search for Municibid, you will see the Municibid GPT, which allows you to basically search Municibid from right within ChatGPT, which is really nice. So you can look at search on any items in any location. You can get kind of previously closed items. If you have a specific, let's say, a year, make, and model in mind, you can kind of get the average sale price for a particular time frame. So let's say you're looking for, let's say a 2020 Ford F-150. You can ask it, hey, show me 2020 Ford F-150s that closed in the last year and give me the average price, and it will do that. And then we are awaiting approval for the official Municibid ChatGPT app. And that is a lot more of a direct sort of integration that brings back what you're seeing here, the images, and it's just a much more comprehensive and nicer experience as opposed to just like a text. So when you use the ChatGPT custom GPT that we built, it will kind of more look like this versus just kind of a full experience with the images that you're seeing here. So it's a really nice feature, especially if you're using ChatGPT quite a bit. And then we have the same thing coming out for Claude as well.
Yeah.
And again, the kind of the point is we want to do as much as possible to make the public aware that these governments have these items for sale. And we want to make Municibid available in as many places as possible so that you can easily access it wherever you are. And so definitely happy with that. We're going to be launching some other features where AI will be helpful directly on Municibid for getting item information and kind of using it the same way that I just showed you here. So that's really exciting for us. Really excited to finally announce our app. It's coming soon to iPhone and Android, is the Municibid mobile app, which I know a lot of people are excited about. We had a lot of excitement when we announced this on Friday, and yeah, definitely excited to get this out. Again, we're kind of in the same boat, waiting on Apple first for their approval, and which should be coming relatively soon. I feel like we're very close with that. So we will let everyone know. You can go to info.municibid.com municibid-mobile-app. And of course, we have the app or the link in the comments, and we'll link it in the show notes as well. But enter your email address here, and you will be the first to know. That we're going to email the people that have signed up here first to let them know that the app is ready to go. And yeah, we're really excited about it.
Yeah, this app is awesome. I feel like it's been a long time coming, but I'm so glad we got it out the door. And also for anybody watching, we're trying to, as Greg mentioned earlier, we want to be as available wherever we can to make sure that you're able to access Municipid and get value out of it using whichever way you're most familiar and comfortable to do so. So as we continue to build out on places like, Claude, and continue to build out and improve our app. But if there are other places that you want to see us and other ways that we can connect with you and help finding auctions and bringing education of government auctions to the general public even more efficient, please feel free to let us know. Yeah,
definitely. The push notifications are going to be the biggest thing. I think people are really going to like
so too.
Because they, of course, it's all customizable, so you can customize what alerts you want to get. But obviously, outbid alerts, closing soon alerts are going to be extremely helpful for people. So, yeah, definitely excited. It does require a Municibid account to access. So you'll want to go to municibid.com and sign up for your free account there. And then once you have that, then you'll be able to log in to the app. Again, we think that it's going to be approved here shortly. Once it is available, we will notify everyone. The Android version will be coming out shortly thereafter, but the iPhone version will be coming first. So if you're on an iPhone in particular, you'll definitely want to make sure that you're notified when the app is available in the App Store. So yeah, definitely excited for this one.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So yeah, that kind of wraps up all the features. 11 new features over the 20 days of Municipid, which is pretty awesome. So again, big shout out to our development team, Ronald and JP. Ronald joined us on our 20th. They work behind the scenes, but it was nice to have them as part of the live stream on Friday. And yeah, they just do an incredible job behind the scenes, getting all this stuff ready to go, and making sure it works. And these guys are on it. So yeah, big shout out to those guys.
Big shout out to them for sure. And I mean, I think that what's really great is like we've always been building things, whether they're outwardly front facing on the site or on the back end, whether they deal with speed, performance, making a certain task easier to do. It's been really cool to sort of create an events-based launch and anchor these new features. So it's our 20th anniversary, but we're by no means done building new things. We're always building new things. And again, a big part of that is the feedback that keeps coming in from everyone, our sellers and our bidders who want to see, who have ambitious ideas and goals for what we can do. And we can just about make anything a reality.
Yeah, definitely. And then we have one new feature that we're launching today.
Yes.
And excited to announce today that might have already slipped through the cracks. So when you're on Municibid, you'll see initially in the lower left corner, you'll see a little bell icon, and you can move this. If you don't want it in the left corner, you can move it anywhere you want to move it. Basically what happens is anytime there's live activity happening, there will be a little pop-up here. You can easily just turn that off by clicking on it. So you don't, if you don't find these alerts helpful, basically, yeah, you'll see anytime there's live activity, there'll be a little kind of pop-up here. So when there's items closing, bids placed, new listings, things of that nature, it's just kind of a nice thing to show. So as we're going along here, highlighting some of the items that have closed last week and that are closing this week. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Boom. Auction started. Yep. So there you go. You can easily just click on these and it'll take you to the auction page itself. So it's really, really kind of a handy feature to have. So
yeah, very cool.
And again, initially it's down here at the bottom, but if you want it somewhere where it's like a little bit more present, you can just kind of move it around to wherever you want. So Yeah, that's our new feature today. I think it's going to be people are going to find that interesting. It's always cool to see like actually some live activity.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
And then when you're logged in as well, it will show you things that you're bidding on and watching as well. So it's that way you can be notified of actual things that you're interested in as well.
Yeah.
And again, we'll probably add some other functionality to it to maybe customize this alert so you only get the alerts that you want. So stay tuned on that.
Yeah, it's a really great feature.
Yeah, so I thought we would talk about a couple of the items that closed last week that are of note. Pretty big unit. I know there was a lot of excitement about this one across our social media accounts. We had this 2017 Isuzu out at Norristown in Norristown, Pennsylvania. So that sold for $53,000. Let's see. We had another. Actually, we had two. They had two. They had two sweepers. So that, I guess they're replacing their sweeper fleet. So that's kind of cool. And this one sold for $42,600. Kubota tractor, $26,800. Lots of bidding activity on this one from Hepburn Township out in Cogan Station. Okay, right. Yeah, that's what I figured it was. Kind of central PA. And then who doesn't love a John Deere?
Yeah.
So this one of town of New Boston up in New Hampshire, $24,200. So just a couple highlighted items from last week that have closed. But Jamil, you had some new selling agencies that you wanted to share.
Yeah, we just always like to give a shout out and a welcome to some of our new customers that have come on board. So we have folks coming from all different places in the country. So just kind of wanted to give a shout out to some of our new sellers that we have. The city of Carterville in Missouri, the village of Brownsville in New York. Welcome. The town of Oakham, the highway department there in Massachusetts. Spring Valley Township in Ohio, and then the city of Le Sueur in Minnesota. So new sellers coming from all various places around the country, but at the same time, if you're on the site, you're going to see auctions that are taking place in Virginia, Indiana, Florida, Ohio, Rhode Island. So just a warm welcome. So yeah, just a little Monday welcome to some of our new sellers, and looking forward to this week to see more sellers coming on and having the opportunity to welcome them too.
Yeah, and we had a couple of listings start last week from new sellers, their first listings. We had town of Hatfield in Massachusetts list this utility body truck, and so that still closes sometime this week on Friday. And then we have this plow, and you're probably looking at okay, that's a rusted plow, but I guarantee it's going to sell and someone's going to buy it. So definitely thank you. Welcome to Municibid. We're looking forward to working with all of the new agencies that we welcome. And by the way, we welcome over 500 new governments to Municibid every year. And 20 years in, we're still adding that many governments, somewhere around 50 governments a month make the switch over to Municibid, which is really exciting. And we're always excited to work with new sellers that are new to our platform, and and really show them what the Municibid experience is all about.
We also can't thank the bidders enough for being part of that process. Oftentimes governments will come to us and it's been someone who's purchased on Municibid before, and they'll roll by a local government and say, hey, I saw this plow truck out there. Where are you guys selling it? Have you used Municibid? And they'll, and they kind of works out with a referral too. So, a lot of that growth is also tied to a lot of the good vibes our buyers are spreading around. And we appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And then we have a bunch of new first-time sellers last week as well, which is really nice. Just a couple items to highlight here. This tractor from Beaver Township in PA. Congratulations on their first Municibid auction sale. And then we have from Endicott College Police Department up in Beverly, Massachusetts, selling this awesome golf cart, all-wheel drive. Nice.
Yeah. Real
And
sweet.
so yeah, thank you. That's a nice first sale for you guys. So yes, thank you. I'm very much looking forward to working with you with more of your surplus. We have Borough of Seabright over in New Jersey. Again, this is, I mean, even a cooler golf cart.
Yeah, I think
Well,
it's
this is kind of like a mule. Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
mule. So a little
Yeah.
that would be quite the golf cart out on the out on the course.
I love it. I love it.
Need to pop a Municibid logo on there.
There we go.
Thank you, Borough of Seabright. Congratulations on your first listing. And then we have two items this week that are first time sales coming up. So we have Dallas Area Municipal Authority, and there some lateral lining equipment.
Yeah.
Coburn in Coburn, PA. Nice Ford F550 with a plow and spreader. Definitely, obviously, this is a popular one. So we'll see what that ends up selling for. This closes on Thursday. So some pretty cool items closing this week from first time sellers. So definitely excited about these.
I think one of the things, Greg, I put in the queue for you, we had a lot of folks over the last 2 weeks kind of ask us like what we're interested in or something cool that we can see. Out. So I thought maybe we'll try this as a weekly tradition of Jamil's pick for the coolest item of the week, and then my pick for something I would buy. So this one, the AM General, I always get so pumped when I see Humvees on the site. I don't know what it is. I'm a child of the 90s. I think I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger rolling around in the first civilian Humvee, and I just, was like, this is the coolest thing ever. So I just love when we get to see Humvees on the site. I think they have so much charm, but very cool.
They're cool. Yeah, they're awesome.
Very cool. And then I think everybody knows that while we are always engaged in the site, we know we can't buy anything on the site, but that doesn't mean I wish we can't. So if you can see over my shoulder, I have a piano in the back over there. Every time I see musical instruments, I always think about, oh man, this would be really cool to have. And this is a really, really cool vintage piano.
Yeah. Yeah. And they, unfortunately, I guess it really kind of depends, but sometimes these musical instruments go for, a heck of a deal. And so, it's a great way to pick up a used instrument, for yourself, or maybe you have a child learning to play piano, for example. We get musical instruments all the time that are listed, and it's a great way to get a bargain on these instruments. So yeah, definitely.
I know that live streaming and connecting with our audience in using this avenue has been something that we've been wanting to do. And I'm glad that we had so much fun doing it for the last 2 weeks that we're continuing onward with it as a weekly way to connect. So
yeah,
it's pretty good.
So we'll probably try to keep the live stream still around a half hour. But again, every Monday, noon Eastern is when we will be live. So, or of the live stream. So yeah, we thank everyone who's joined us for our very first new version of our live stream. Municibid Mondays Live is what we'll call it. Unless you guys have a better name for it, please let us know.
That. No, I like Municibid Mondays.
I like that too. Municibid Mondays Live.
Yeah, I think it's cool. So yeah, we'll thank you, Nancy. Appreciate you being here. Well, thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate it. For those of you joining us live, and for those who are watching the replay, again, if you're not following us, please follow us across any social media at Municibid, and we will see you next Monday. Thank you again.
Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.